Hello, my most beautiful besties. For today's video, if you guys can't tell, we actually have like a massive book haul. These are actually all the books that I got for Christmas. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and maybe grab your favorite book because I want to hear about it in the comments down below. Before I dive into today's video, I quickly want to kind of call myself out because earlier this year I did a video where I talked about changes that I want to see in the beauty community. And one of the things I talked about is I wanted to see less hauls. I wanted to see not these massive purchases or excessive buying and stuff like that. But now I'm sitting here with a huge book haul. However, I will say books are very different than makeup. I also only paid like $23 out of this whole stack from what you see right behind me. I paid only $23 for because I got gift cards, I did book exchanges, I got gifts from my coworkers. I'll go over all that in just a little bit. So I barely spent any money on the books you guys see behind me. And thirdly, I've always dreamed about having a huge library. I mean, I got my degree in creative writing and I've always wanted to have a library. Initially, when I grew up, I wanted to be a writer, but I just never pursued it for some reason. I don't really know why. Maybe one day I should. Maybe seriously I should. But I love books and I can pass these books down. They never expire. And I do actually donate to a used bookstore that's not too far from me. And I've also given books to be handed out to the hospital. I'd like to give back whenever I can. So I know this is going to be a little redundant to what I recently talked about, but this is a different category. And these are probably going to be all the books I'm going to be buying for the foreseeable future. I don't have any other big book haul coming. I do have some books that are pre-ordered, but they're kind of scattered throughout the year. But this is like the most intensive one. And like I said, these were gifted to me. So we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. So the first one is a book that one of my coworkers got me, and it's called The Serpent and the Wolf. I really have no idea what this is about. I am really into fantasy. Fantasy is my favorite genre, but my most favorite is dark romantasy. That is where you have some really dark, twisted love with fantasy involved. So it's called dark romantasy, where it's a bit of romance and fantasy mixed together. I am not a romance girly, like the happy-go-lucky Emily Henry, Colleen Hoover style books. That's just like not for me. I read them during the summer because they're kind of like really fun beachy reads, but I don't really read anything like, but I don't really read them on an everyday basis. That's just not me. I'm a fantasy I'm a dark romantasy / fantasy lover at heart. So my coworkers know that, my friends know that. So they got me this book called The Serpent and the Wolf. No idea what this is about. I'm not going to read the synopsis for all the books because then we would just literally be here forever. But I will link every single book down below so that you guys can check this out in case you guys want to. This looks really cool. I guess it has to do with some romantasy style stuff or fantasy style stuff, which I'm definitely all about. So here's the first book. The second book is actually from Linda. Linda sent me this book, and Linda also sent me this book. This is Linda from Glitter Fallout. She gifted these two to me for Christmas. These are books 2 and 3 inside the Blood and Ash series from Jennifer Armentrout. I have not completed the series, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. I'm so excited to dive into this. There are some book talk girlies. Aw. Well, they were book talk girlies, but since TikTok is going away, they are slowly drifting here to YouTube, which I will link their channel down below, that I really do love. And there's one girl in particular, I think her name is like Marianne Marine. I don't really know how to say her name. I just know her face, that I really love her recommendations, and she raves about this series. And so Linda gifted these two to me for Christmas, which I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Linda. Now this next stack that I have right here, this is going to be from my best friend, Alyssa. Every year, her and I do 12 days of Bookmas, and this is where we curate a list over on Amazon. We share it with each other, and we have a whole list of books that we kind of put in there throughout the year. That way, when it's someone's birthday, or if you're just having a really bad day, or you just want to do something really nice for somebody, we just randomly will send each other a book from our book list throughout the year. But particularly during Christmas time, we do 12 days of Bookmas, where we pick one book from their list, and we literally send it to the other person, which I think is so much fun to do. It's so much much fun. But this year, instead of doing 12, we did 13 days of Bookmas. So I have 13 books here that are from her. She also got 13 books from me. We're not allowed to look at her list at that time, so I have no idea what she's getting. I have no idea what she's sending me. She has no idea what I'm sending her. And it's such a fun thing to do. I highly recommend doing it with your friends. It's really fun just to have like a list. And that way, if anyone ever asks you, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do you want for Mother's Day? What do you want for this? You could just send them your Amazon like wish list and they can purchase it and they can send it to your house, and it's just so much fun. So I'm gonna show you guys what she got. Now this is kind of split up. Some are also gonna be in these piles right here, but we're gonna kind of quickly go through it. So the first one she got me is Promise in Fire from Jasmine Walt. I am notorious for finding books on Book Talk and seeing creators talk about them, and I am sold so quickly on books, so quickly. All someone has to do is this, y'all, and I'm like, I guess I'm getting it without ever really reading the synopsis. Now I'm a big, like I said, romantasy person, and I love when there's like dragons and stuff like that, and this is supposed to be like a dragon-esque book. So I did put this in my list. She sent this to me. She also sent me A Dawn of Onyx. I've heard amazing things about this book, so I'm really, really, really excited to read this book right here. So she sent me this. She also sent me A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. This was my 13th book. This is the 13th book because I believe this is book 2 or book 3. I'm kind of curious. I don't really know, but she did send this to me. This has been on my list for so long, and I'm so excited to continue the series. She also sent me the book called Bewitched right here. Now, I've heard great things about this. This is more of a witches book. I used to love reading about witches. I used to love reading about vampires, but my taste has evolved a lot. So I really love reading about like werewolves still, because I'm a big wolf girly, but mostly like fae and dragons and stuff like that. But I still will love a good like witchy vibe story, and I hear that's what this is right here. It has a good like witch plot to it, and as long as it's like romantasy, I'm for it. She also got me the Goldfinch. This is book number 5, I think, or 6 in the Raven Kennedy series. Now this one right here also goes with this one right here. This is the Gold. I think these are books 4 and 5. Now I read Raven Kennedy long before she was picked up by a big publisher. So I have 4 of her books over there. Now they have a different cover to them. Let me show you. So these are the Raven Kennedy's Gilded series. I read this back in 2020, and I actually recommended it to you guys way back in the day. Now this is when she was self-published by, or this is when she was published by a small indie publisher. So all of her books kind of have like the same feel, same look to it. They have a nice little glossy front. You guys can tell this is definitely more published by like an indie brand, because just the way that the way that it feels, the way it looks, you can just kind of tell the way that these 4 are styled. But then these books kind of blew up over on Amazon. Then these books kind of blew up on Amazon. They blew up on Book Talk. So she ended up getting picked up by a publisher, and now the books have definitely changed font. So they still are kind of correlating a little bit with this series, but they definitely changed to look more like this, and the sides now changed. So it kind of is like, for me, as someone who loves to have a very aesthetically pleasing like bookshelf, when books change, they don't really match in size, I'm always like cringing. But I'm also really excited for her, because for her to get picked up by a big publisher, now her books are sold inside Target, Barnes & Nobles, Books A Million, like worldwide bookstores. Her books are now sold, so it gives her more of a chance to become an international bestseller, to make more money, and I'm very, very happy for her. She writes some really, really fun books, so I was really happy to see that she got picked up. But I was also sad because like I love my other style more, but she did get me these 2 as well. Another book that she got me was from Carissa Broadbent. This is Daughters of No World. Now I hear this is really more fantasy than romantasy. Like there's some romance to it, but it's more of a subplot versus the entire story. But I heard that the story itself is absolutely so captivating and so good. So I definitely want to try something a little different, you know, branch out and go back a little bit more to my fantasy roots before I went into romantasy. So I did put this in my list, and she got it for me. She also got me the Book of Azrael. This is Gods and Monsters book 1. I hear nothing but amazing things about this book series. The 4th book does come out this year. I have not read them yet. All the book talk girlies that I follow rave about this series, so I'm really curious to see how I'm gonna like this. She also got me the 3rd book to the Like Lark series. Now, if you guys have never heard of this series, this is from Alex Esther, and she wrote about this world where this island appears every like 100 years, and these 6 people from different kingdoms have to come and fight to like stay alive and to keep their power. And I hear it's like a mix of like Hunger Games, and the way that she marketed her book was genius. She marketed her book before she even published it over on TikTok. and it blew up. Like, the concept of it blew up. Everybody wanted it, so it became a the #1 New York Times bestseller before it even launched, because she was so smart in how she marketed her book over on TikTok. It also got picked up by Universal Pictures, so it's currently being made into a movie. So she released Light Lark, followed by Night Bane, and then this is the 3rd book to the series. Now, this is supposed to be the 3rd and final book to the story, and she just extended it, and now she's releasing book 4 and book 5 sometime next year, and people were really pissed. People said how much they hated this book. I have not read it yet, but everybody said how much they hated this book, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, but I'm really, really curious about this. So I did have this on my list. Alyssa also got me this book called Toxic. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I put things on my book list without necessarily reading what it's about or remembering it's about, and I guess this is one of the books that was on my book list. I don't know. I love the color. I think it's really, really pretty. Something about being married to an abusive man and then falling in love for a dangerous inmate. This is more of just a dark romance than it is romantasy. I do like a dark romance from time to time. She also got me this book called Claimed by Lucifer. It's the complete series, so this thing is huge. Huge. And about a girl that makes a bargain with the devil, and now he claims to be a fated mate. It's supposed to be like a really fun, like, angels and demons style book. I love a good angels and demons style book as well. I think they're really interesting, really fun and compelling. The first time I was ever introduced to that series is when I read the book called Hush Hush. It was a YA book. Didn't really have a lot of romance to it, but I read it back when I was in my early 20s, followed by the Hollowed series, really fun, like, angel story as well. So it's kind of fun. I hear great things about this. This was ranked really high on the Amazon Goodreads section, and this was actually recommended to me from Amazon, so I put it in my wish list. Alyssa got it for me. She also got me a Blood and Steel, and I believe I actually got this book for Angelica because it was on her wish list, and I think I got it for her. This has been on my wish list for a while, so Alyssa got this for me. She also got me Phantasmia, I think I'm saying that right. This was apparently on Book of the Month. I love a good paperback versus hardcover, but I heard great things about this. I don't really know much about it other than, like, don't fall in love, but I heard good things. So I got this. This book was actually sold to me because of TikTok. A TikTok sold me this book, and it's called Song of Death. And it looked really pretty on TikTok, but instead of getting on TikTok Shop, where it's like really like colorful and stuff like that, I did have it on my Amazon wishlist. So Alyssa actually got me this as well. Next, I did get some more books from my friend Bree. She got me this book called You Vow, You Break from Peter Swanson. This is going to be like a good, like, mystery thriller. I do love really good, fun mystery thrillers. I think they're really fun to read, especially if you can't guess the plot. There's been some fun mystery thrillers that I couldn't guess the plot on, like The Silent Patient. Had no idea about that ending. Completely, like, threw me off. Did not see. But then there's other books like The Perfect Marriage or The Wife Next Door that I'm like, I can kind of predict, like, what's going to happen there. But I do love a good mystery thriller. So this is called Every Vow You Break. And then I also got the guest list right here. This is from my friend Bree. She was so sweet. She just gave this to me along with a really comfy blanket. I was so happy. So thank you so much, Bree. Now, 2 books that I paid for myself is I did pay for the Brandon Sanderson Mistborn series. Now, I actually bought this for 2 of my friends that really are into fantasy. One of my good friends, Betty Jean, her husband Zane, raves about Brandon Sanderson so much and says how amazing his books are, especially for world building, telling a full fantasy story. He says I should really check them out. And so I did get the Firstborn, which is part of the Mistborn series. It's a trilogy. I did get the first one, and I hear this is a fantastic book. And this is the book, I told you guys a story a while ago, how I was at a bookstore and this girl approached me and was like, oh my God, I love Brandon Sanderson. You should read his books. And I was like, this isn't for me. And she's like, I could tell she felt kind of shut down. And I realized it was me going, oh my gosh, like she was so excited. And I was like, not for me. And then I realized like my mistake. So I went back up to her and I was like asking her questions about what should I read. And she recommended this. She sold it to me. We talked for like 5 minutes. And I was like, this is how you make friends. You just go to bookstores and you can make friends like that. Really cool. So I picked this up myself. Because I really wanted to see what this would be like reading a full-on fantasy. And the last book that I bought myself with my own money was the Mindfuck series. I bought this for Alyssa as a gift. And she had this on her list. It was one of the books that she wanted, and so I got it for her. And I've heard so many people rave about this book. It's 5 books in one, so it's not like an incomplete. It's 5 books in one, so it's like the completed series. And I did get this off Macari because they don't make this cover anymore. On Amazon, it's a different style cover, so I did buy this on Macari. I had some money sitting there, so I was able to use that to buy this book. And I heard this is a really, really, really fantastic dark romance series, and I'm just like, yes. give it to me. I love a good dark romance. Okay, so these next sets of books right here are actually from Angelica. Angelica and I decided to do a book exchange as a Christmas gift for each other. So we set each other a limit. She bought me books off of my list. I bought her books off of her list. And we also threw in random books that we thought the other might like. So I unfortunately already opened this. So I already know what these are, but I have not opened this yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what Angelica got for me. She actually filmed her book haul. I will link it down below in case you guys want to go check out what I got her and what she also got in her book stuff. So let me go ahead and grab these. Okay, so the first book that Angelica got me is actually The Goddess of Death. This is the second book to The Mermaid. Like I said, I told you guys I saw these on TikTok, and there were these really pretty like mermaid style books, and they're really like decorated really nicely, but you can get like a special edition on TikTok shop. But like I said, I put these on my wish list from Amazon, and these actually kind of go together. So you go like this, and it kind of makes a complete face. I heard great things about this series because the TikTok shop, you could have gotten a really pretty colorful one on there, but I put mine on Amazon, and that's where I got these books. So, and Alyssa got me one, and then Angelica got me the other one. I was so excited to see that. I was really excited because I added this to my list at the very last minute, and Angelica also sent me the Anthemia from Carrie Lake. I heard amazing things about this book. Amazing things about this book. So I added it to my wish list. I wanted to get it for Angelica too as one of my special gifts to give her. And she already owned it. And I was like, damn, because she already owned it. Because her and I have very similar taste in books. She loves a dark romantasy like myself. So trying to find a special book to get her that wasn't on her list was very difficult for me to do, by the way. So I pretty much just stuck to her list and got her like one outside of it. But I was really excited to see that she got this for me. Because like I said, I added this last minute, and she had already made her purchases, so she must have saw this last minute and added to the box. I don't know how she did it, but I was so excited. So I got this. Angelica also sent me The Veiled Kingdom. I have never heard of this. This was not on my list. I've never heard of this. It looks like it has something to do with like a wicked king and rebels and kingdoms and fighting for kingdoms and stuff. I don't know. I've never heard of The Veiled Kingdom. I've never heard anyone talk about this. So this is a book that she got me outside of my book list. She must have read this. She must have loved it. Or is this something that she really wants to read and she thought that I would like it too? I don't know. I've never heard of this book, but I am excited to check this out. And then another book that she got me was The Games Gods Play. I heard amazing things about this. Now, one of the things I also love to read is I also love to read a good Greek mythology or like ancient Egyptian. And this is supposed to be a play on the Greek gods, and I love reading about Greek gods. So it definitely still has the fantasy element to it. Maybe not necessarily so dark. Oh, I guess it could be considered dark romantasy, depending on like kind of what happens in there. But there's different styles of dark romantasy. It doesn't always have to be about fae and dragons. It could also be about Greek gods and playing into Greek mythology. And that's what this book is right here. And I'm so excited for this. Let's open this box right here. Like I said, I have not opened it up. So first thing she got me is from Across the Nightingale Floor, Tales of the Atori. I have never heard of this book before. Okay, wait, it says in the black whale forest of Inuma. Oh God, I'm going to mess up these names. I am so sorry. It just pretty much says the young Taco has been brought up in a remote mountain village among the hidden, a recluse and spiritual people who have taught him only the ways of peace. But unbeknownst to him, his father was a celebrated assassin and a member of the tribe, an ancient network of families with extraordinary preternatural skills. When Taco's village is pillaged, he is rescued and adopted by the mysterious Lord Atori Guru. Under the Lord, he learns that he too possesses the skill of the tribe, and with this knowledge, he embarks on a journey that will lead him across the famed Nightingale Floor and on his own into his own unimaginable destiny. I have never heard of this book before, so if anyone has, let me know. Okay, cool. She also got me Bloodguard. Oh, I saw this at Target, and I did browse through this, but I never actually picked this up. This has to do with like a gladiator fighting for his freedom and fighting for his life. And it's actually for the first time, I think it's told from a male perspective. I usually only read a lot of female perspectives. Not that I'm biased or anything like that. It's just that most books that I read tend to be from a female perspective, and I believe this book is actually written from a male perspective. I think it's by a female author. I could be wrong. Okay, so it's by a female author, but I think she writes from a male perspective. This one says, everything in the kingdom of air was a lie. Leaf of Grey thought coming to this new land and volunteering to fight in the gladiator arena, vicious, bloodthirsty tournaments where only the strongest survive would earn him enough gold to save his dying sister. He thought there was nothing left to lose. He was wrong, and they took everything: his hope, his freedom, his humanity. All Leaf was left was battle-scarred body, fueled by rage and hardened from years of fighting for the right to live another day. My throat hurts so bad, by the way. Then Leith meets Maeve, an elven royal who's everything he despises, everything he should hate, until the alluring princess offers him the one thing he needs most: a chance to win the coveted title of bodyguard and his freedom. But in a kingdom built on secrets and lies, hope doesn't come cheap, nor will his ultimate revenge. Ooh, that's gonna be kind of exciting to read. Oh my god! And the book is actually really pretty. Thank you so much, Angelica. And then the last thing that she got me is from my book list, and this is called Fear the Flames. This is another dragon book. I believe Angelica was reading this when I did have this on my list. Again, I am sold everything from TikTok. TikTok sells me all my books, and I'm so sad because now I don't know how to find them. But this is another book that I added to my list. This has to do with dragons as well, and I'm actually really, really excited about this. Another dark romantasy added to the list. Last but not least, we have these two boxes right here. This is actually a gift from my friend Cody J. I have talked to you guys about Cody J so many times on my channel. He was someone that I used to edit for. He hasn't made any new content in a while, and I love editing for him. He is such a fantastic person. I love him to death. And for Christmas, he did send me a $200 gift card to Barnes & Nobles. So I didn't know what to do with myself, and I went a little crazy, and I got all these books right here. And the best part is I got them during 50% off hardcover / a third off depending on the book. I actually got these on sale, so I was able to get, I think, like 13 books, and I'm so excited because they're officially here. So let me just quickly go through them with you guys. Okay, so surprisingly enough, I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do 13 books because my wish list was kind of fulfilled during the Christmas season because of the fact that I was able to do really fun book exchange with my best friends. My coworkers got me gifts for Christmas. I got them stuff for Christmas. We did a little we did a little book date where we got together and we all exchanged some books, which I thought was actually really cool. We were able to do that. So I didn't really know exactly what to get because I legit got a lot of things I wanted off my book list. But then I just really started doing some research and I started browsing, and then I found these books on Barnes & Noble. So the first one is Courting of the Bristol Keats. I thought this was a really pretty edition. Like, look at how pretty that is, right? Like, so pretty. I love a good sprayed edge book, and I heard great things about this. This was 50% off, so I think this book was only like $13, and I was ranked pretty high. It has to do with fae, dark secrets, and romance in here. I haven't heard too much about it, but I did pick this one up. I also got a Fate Inked in Blood. Now, this one right here got so much mixed reviews. I've seen so many people on Book Talk say how much they love this, but then I've also seen so many people on Book Talk say how much they hate this. Very, very much mixed reviews. This is now, you guys can find this at Target, and I really wanted to check it out myself. I love my little, like, sprayed edges right here. Like, this is so pretty. I don't really know much about this other than, like, it's another person fighting for their kingdom and marriage and living in the Fae world and power, and I just thought this was really pretty, so I did get this. So the last box is going to contain the rest of my books. So the first one's going to be A Curse of Shadows. Now this is going to be the Wolves of Lunera one book. It's a book 1. Now I heard that this has to do with wolves, or like changing into wolves and fighting a curse. And it says, like, for 25 years I believe there wasn't much to my mundane life. Then the blinders are ripped away, leading me into a world that shouldn't be real yet feels familiar. A father I didn't know existed is dying, and only their king can save him. One that tells me I'm his mate, except he's refusing to do so unless I make good in the contract I suppose we signed 500 years ago. King Asher's beloved by his people, too attractive for his own good, and a wolf god. Literally, he calls his mate and his future queen, but I'm neither of those things. I'm just a human who is in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not the lost wolf queen. At least that's what I tell myself until the memories start to return. I want to believe this is nothing more than a dream, but the longer I'm in the Lumera, the more I realize my reincarnation didn't just happen to go wrong. I was murdered and cursed to forever be reborn on Earth. Now I need to figure out who's responsible before it happens again and try not to lose my heart along the way. I heard great things about this on Barnes & Noble. People raved really highly about this, so I did get this book. And again, I love the sprayed edges. Next, I got Worthy of Fate. Realms in Peril. This was actually marked pretty high on Barnes & Noble. So when you look at dark romantasy, they actually ranked this one pretty high. And this one says, marked by the gods, Kaya is forced to partake in a trial for a chance to be deemed worthy. If she succeeds, she'll be gifted great power. If she fails, she could lose her life or worse. But that's only the start of her worries. Now, the same plague that took her home is spreading and threatening the fate of the realm. Can Kaya survive the trial of the gods and gain the needed power to rid the world of growing threat before it's too late? Or should be drawn to what waits her in the shadows? The shadow. Riker has waited a long time for her, his mate. Now he's found her. He plans to claim what is rightfully his, but dark forces threaten to destroy his nation should he embrace the bond he so desperately desires. Unable to escape the drive to be near her, he waits for his precious gem lingering in the shadow. This is a romantasy with intriguing magic system, dark forces, spirits, and fated mates. I had to get it. Next is Blood of Hercules. This is apparently such a fantastic book. Every single book talker every single book talker I follow has raved about this particular book. This is about a girl who lives in a Titan/Spartan style world, and she's Hercules. She's Hercules. So it's kind of a twist on the Hercules stories that we come to know about Hercules. It's now she's Hercules, and it says, I'm struggling to survive in a Titan-infested world where Spartans and immortals from 12 royal families who have godlike powers and obsessive wealth rule over all. A shy, stammering, fostering child with nothing. I keep my head down, cover my scars, and focus on excelling in school. At least I try to. Then it happens. My blood test reveals I'm part of the powerful elite. I am one of them, a Spartan. Forced to attend the Spartan War Academy, I undergo the most harrowing test of all time to see if I have what it takes to be an immortal. There's just a few problems. Achilles and Petro are my scary mentors. Chiron, the fairy man of death, and Augustus, the son of war, are my terrifying professors. Also, I'm pretty sure someone's either stalking me everywhere I go or my sanity slipping. I have a bad feeling both are true. I'm surrounded by villains and they're smothering me with hate, obsession, and dark possessiveness. Too bad for them, they have no clue just who they're messing with. I heard this is a fantastic series and the second book comes out this year, so I did pick this up. Next, I got this book called Repisodic, I think. This is supposed to be a mix between Fourth Wing and ACOTAR. I heard great things about this. If you love a good dragon rider, if you love a guy that has bat wings but almost shifts into a dragon, this is going to be the one for you. So I did pick this one up. I also got the Bonded by Thorns. I heard this is a fantastic series. Apparently the fifth book does come out this year, so I want to get this one as well. I also picked up The Bridge Kingdom. Now this one right here has been sold at Target. I think the third book comes out this year, and everybody either hates or loves this. And so the girl that I trust the most says the first book was good, the second book's maybe. So I'm just kind of shit. Should I not have gotten this? I don't know. I did. I wanted to see what it's about. I also got Empire of Flame and Thorns. This is another fantastic book if you love a good dragon rider or dragons inside your story that have to do with fated mates, forced proximity, enemies to lovers, elemental magic. Apparently that's what this has and it's supposed to be really good. So I picked this up. I also picked up The Witch Collector. I heard great things about this. I heard great things about this. I have never really heard much people talk about it, but the ones I have said this is a 5-star read, and I got great reviews on Amazon, so I picked this one up. I also picked up Savage Lands. This is necessarily a romantasy. This is more of a dystopian style world, so it has dark elements to it with this dystopian style. I love a good dystopian story as well. I love the Hunger Games. I loved the Ugly series. I loved the Divergent series. I love a good dystopian style world as well. So I'm not just in the fantasy, but I hear this is a great story. So I got this. And then lastly, I got Loving the Liar. This is supposed to be a university style book. So they do go to school. And apparently this is a very, very, very dark romance. So it's not fantasy. It's pure dark romance. This is going to make you laugh. This is going to make you cry. Everybody raved about this. This is pure trash, but people could not put it down. So I had to get that as well. So those are all the books that I literally got for Christmas this past month. It's a huge book haul. I'm definitely so excited. I've been in my reading era right now, and I told you guys I want to start bringing book content back to my channel, and this is how I intend to do it. But one of the coolest things that I got, that Corey got for me, is he got me this book scanner. I saw this book scanner over on TikTok, and I went on Amazon and we found the one that works best for me. Now, you do not need a book scanner, but for me, I have a massive library. Like, I literally have a massive library. I probably have like 500 to 600 books in my collection that I've had since I was like 13 years old. I did declutter 144 last year. I still have some of them still sitting here because some of them I really wasn't sure if I really wanted to let them go or not. So they're kind of sitting in a bin waiting to be put somewhere. And but the rest I was able to give away. And I will say, I take pride in my books. These are some of the books, like I said, I've had since I was a teenager, and it's been my dream to have a library. I've always wanted to have the library that you see in Beauty and the Beast. Like, that is a pure dream of mine. But in order to have my books organized, I need to know all the books that I have, because I have a lot, and it's bound for me to maybe potentially have more than one book of the same. It's bound for me. It's bound to happen that I might have more than one of the same book. Like, it does happen, especially since like my friends do like to be really nice and randomly buy me some books, and they may not know I already own it. So I decided to get an app, and this is not an ad, by the way. Like, I paid for this myself. They have no freaking clue who I am, but I wanted to get it myself. And I got this app called Book Buddy Plus. So it's this app right here. It's called Book Buddy Plus. Now, there's a free version and there's a paid for version. I got the paid for version because I want to be able to have all my books on one app. Now, I know there's Goodreads, there's Libby, there's, like book journal. There's so many different book apps out there, but I want to have one that worked best for me. This was the #1 rated book app on the Apple Store, and so I bought it myself. And this is really cool because it lets you know all the books you have, what books you loaned out, what you're reading next, your reading status, your favorites, your tags. You can filter by series, author, publisher, genre, or date published. You can have categories, professional or personal. And the best part is that when you have it, you can have it set up however you want to. So right now, I just have one book scanned in, and this is called Metal Slinger. This is my favorite book, and the best part about this is it literally gives you every single detail about the book, what you rate it, what page you're on if you're reading it. It gives you all the details, but it allows you to see your digital library. So I want to scan all of my books so I could have all my books in one digital library, so that if anything were to ever happen, I could also show my insurance. These are all the books that I own because I already have it scanned in here. And it also helps that if I were to someone ever asked me if I had this book, and in case I forget, I could go in my digital library and be like, yes, I do have it. So anyway, I told you that story to say that Corey bought me this book scanner. It's not even like a book scanner. It's just a scanner, but it does connect to your phone, and it connects to this app. And all you do is you literally scan the back of the book, and it inputs it in here as part of your library, which I think is actually really cool. I did get a cart that's now beside my bookshelf, and that's going to be my TBR shelf. So all these books are going to go on there. And I'm going to show you guys an in-depth book tour. A lot of people have been asking me to do a bookshelf tour, so I'm going to be doing that for you guys. So I got that, and so I'm going to be scanning my books in that tour, but I just want to show you guys what this looks like. So for example, I'm just going to turn this on. So now it's going to be connected. So now this is turned on. Now all I do is I scan the back of the book, and it's going to pop up in here. What's really cool though is that if you don't want to buy a scanner, you don't have to. You can literally press this plus button right here, and you press scan single barcode, scan multiple barcodes. You could search the search engine. You could enter the ISBN, or you could add manually, however you guys want. So you do not need this scanner, okay? I got it because it's gonna be so much easier for me to film and scan my books. I'll be using my phone and my camera to film. So this will be where I'm talking, this is gonna be where I'm filming, and so I'm gonna need to have something to scan and not just have my phone to scan. I'll need something else. That's why I also got this. It makes it so much easier. So I'm just gonna type in enter IBS, okay? So you're gonna see this right here. I'm just gonna scan that book right here and watch what happens. Completed. Okay, so now that's scanned in, and now it's going to show the book right here. And so I'll get to know all the details about this book, and I can put whether I read it, I want to read it, to be read. I can put everything in here. So it literally scans my book now into the library. So I'm going to press save, and boom. Now it's there. Okay, and let's do it again. We're going to do the Hercules one right here. Boom, it pulls it up. It's so cool. It makes it so much easier for me to have all that information in here. And the best part is, if I want to find out more information about this book, I could actually find out where to get it. So I can click on the synopsis, which will be right here, and it gives me the entire summary of the book, right? And then I could go and find out what the author is, where it's published. I could find exactly where to go get this book too. It will link me to my books. I could add any details I want about this. And now I have it in here. So this would be a great way for me to literally scan my entire collection without me having to go and like do it on my, and without me having to go and add it manually or use my phone. I could literally use it. I could literally use a scanner. I think it's actually a really cool thing. I was so happy that Corey got this for me, because now I'm gonna have like a digital library with all my books are gonna be right here, and I can go through and I can see where I've read them, where I haven't read them. I think it's amazing. So I'll link this down below in case you guys do want to check it out. Like I said, you guys do not need this. Your phone can scan it too. Like, you do not need this. You do not need this to scan in the book, like, at all. You can just use your own scanner, or you could type in the back of the ISBN on the back, or you can use your phone to scan. This is just gonna be the easiest way for me to scan all of my books in a really quick manner, because I could do multiple barcodes, so I could press that and I could go boom, 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 and I could start to scan, and all of them are gonna pop up at the same time, and it saves me so much time. So that's why I got this. A lot of you guys were asking about this when I told you guys about this. This is it. You literally just scan your book and it pops up on this app. Now, this is not the only app it works with. It works with so many different apps. Like, this is just a Bluetooth, Bluetooth scanner. It's all this is. It just connects to your phone and it will work with any app. I just got Book Buddy because I found Book Buddy to be the easiest way for me to have my library stored, and I pay $4.99 for that app, and now I get to have my entire library going to be scanned in here, and I can go back and I can read my notes. I can put on my reading list. I can put out what I'm getting rid of, what I'm not. I could do so much with it, and I'm so excited. So it's going to really help with my book journey here and creating some more book content for you. So that's my big book haul. I'll make sure I link all the books that I got down below along with the book scanner if you guys want to check it out. Like I said, you guys do not have to get anything. It was just me sharing my love of books with you guys. I told you I want to diversify my content, and this is one way that I get to do it, is by sharing another love of myself with you guys, especially since I got my degree in this. I really need to use it. With that said, thank you so much to Angelica, Cody, Bree, my coworkers, Alyssa, Corey, for these amazing gifts right here. I am so excited. But with that said, let me know in the comments below, are there any books you guys think I should check out? I would love to hear your suggestion. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's Art for the Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful paid members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.